yeah, I'm going to do a quick tutorial since people really seem to enjoy them. I'm going to talk just briefly on or about ledge grabbing, down grab, stuff like that. I can talk about how they work in the run, how you can use them, the differences between like down grabbing, ledge grabbing, because people kind of get those confused when they say, oh, I can't do this with a ledge grab. How come other people can do it? Because it's a down grab and there's reasons why that works. So here's how it works. On the screen, you can see on the bottom right, you can see the different sizes and hitboxes. So this is from smallest hitbox on the left side with morph to the largest hitbox on the right side with standing Samus animation. So morph obviously being the smallest. When you're aiming down in the air, that is the second smallest hitbox. So basically it's just the smallest hitbox other than morph, because we don't really talk about morph when we're talking about ledge grabs or hitboxes and stuff. So down, pressing down in the air is the smallest hitbox in the game, as you can see. The next hitbox, which is almost equal in size, but just a little bit bigger, which makes a huge difference in some tricks, is spin. You know, when you're in the air spinning, this is the second biggest. Crouch is the third, and then standing is the biggest. So how this works is we use this knowledge to kind of exploit ledges, how we grab onto like ledges like this, for example, this ledge. And that helps us either clear ledges so we can bypass something or make a trick easier or faster or whatever, or it can make things cleaner. Considering spinning is the second biggest hitbox or second smallest, and then angling down, this hitbox right here is the same as standing, I believe. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but this hitbox, like when you're in the air or whatever, is the same size as standing. So when people talk about ledge grabbing, typically they're either pressing left or right angle. This breaks you out of spin, so your hitbox is small. You press left or right, and then it expands your hitbox. So it's like a small rectangle, then you press L or R to break out a spin, and then it expands it. So you can like snap yourself, and your feet will hit the ground quicker. Typically, when you're on the ground, you're moving faster. You're just faster. You want to be on the ground. You can arm pump. You can do whatever. You're just moving faster. So instead of what a lot of people do when they're learning the game is their ledge grabs or whatever will look kind of, you know, or they won't even do it. They'll just kind of just spin onto it like way over the top and kind of like pretty sloppy, something like that. But instead of looking sloppy like that, it can look, you know, clean. You can just snap to the ledges. So right when we get over the top of a ledge, you press L or R, and that kind of just expands the hitbox and then allows you to jump quicker, get to your next position quicker, instead of a sloppy, you know, just spin on to the ledge. There's not really much more that needs to be said about this. That's pretty much it. You just need to practice on when you need to let go of jump. Obviously, like, or else you can't just hold jump and then try to press L. You need to let go of jump in order to even break out a spin. So that's, I guess this is kind of an important thing. So when we're doing this, if you can see my inputs, I'm going to press left, jump. I'm going to be spinning through the air. I'm going to be holding jump, and I'm going to press L. See how I don't break out a spin? But now I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to let go of jump. Let go of jump. Now it works. So that's important to take note of. You need to let go of jump in order to press L and ledge grab. Now, another thing is, so let's say you need to clear a ledge. Right now, I can't clear this ledge. I'm pressing left when I get up here. I can't jump on it. One thing you can do is, you remember how crouching is the smallest hitbox? So we get there, and right when we get to the top, we press down, and then we press like left to kind of like push our way onto the ledge. So that's how that works. All we're doing is going for a big hitbox, shortening our hitbox with down, and then pressing kind of left to get onto the ledge. So that's one way to do it. Another way, and I don't know how much this actually affects it, but when you do a crouch jump, crouch jumping will allow you to clear ledges as well. So I'm not down grabbing or anything. I'm just pressing left with a crouch jump. Hold on. And I'm clearing the ledge just fine. Typically, you're not going to use that in a speed run because I'm not going to come into a room and then crouch and then just jump. I'm going to just jump right away to get there as fast as possible. P-Toil says crouch jump gives you extra 8 pixels of height. So yeah, it's quite a bit. So that's one way to use that. It's used mainly in underwater sections or I don't even, is it used anywhere in some of these runs? I'd have to think about it, but it's useful to know and understand how it works. So this is one thing too, when you're spinning, you can clear this ledge if you're spinning just barely. This snaps you on. So this just shows you the differences between a standing doesn't work, a spinning does work, and then a down grab does work. So how we said earlier, some new players will do this in the pit room. So you see how I run off this and I can't clear it? But if I press down when I'm running off and falling, since my hitbox is smaller and I have more clearance at my feet, you can make the gap with every single one of these. So a lot of new players, instead of trying to jump through the pit room, will just do this. I mean, it's slower, but if it's really frustrating for you and you just want an easier way to do this, just press down as you run off the ledge. Something like that, which is the only way this works. So that's just kind of an example of how you can use down grabs to your advantage. Yep, you just run off the ledge and press down, and you'll clear it. Make sure that you are holding down at least until you hit the hitbox of whatever ledge you're on, or else your hitbox will expand again. So once you get to like this point, and I'm not just talking about how to do this room this way, the easy way, but this is just important for you to understand how other tricks work too. You need to wait until you're above the ledge, because if you press right before you are, then your hitbox is just going to expand and you're just going to fall right off. So that's how that works. Now let me go to the climb and show you another application, I guess. So another way that we use ledge grabs is pressing up. Pressing up also just expands your hitbox like normal standing hitbox. So what I do for the climb here is when I get to these ledges, when we're going to kill the pirates, or when I'm going to kill them, I just make sure I'm right over the ledge and I just press up on it. And that snaps me to it just like L or R. I'm not going to use L or R because then I would have to waste an input by pressing L then up. So instead of doing that, I'm going to cut out the middleman, just press up to snap to the ledge and shoot as quickly as possible. You want to make sure you're over the ledge, holding jump long enough, or else you fall like I just did. So you just need to make sure that you are good and over the ledge. The important part is just timing, and the better you get, the faster you can do your ledge grabs, and it can make it a lot cleaner. One important thing to note, so let's say you've broken out a spin, but then you're not spinning, your hitbox is already big. So how can you then clear a ledge if you barely, I can't clear it. I'm so close, I can't get it. What you need to do if you're broken out a spin in midair, but you're trying to clear a ledge, press down right as you enter or get close to the ledge. That'll basically just ensure that you can make the ledge by lifting your feet, essentially clearing the gap. So a lot of times I will break out a spin intentionally and do this in some areas of the game. I'll break out a spin with like L or R and then press down to clear the ledge as opposed to that. So that's another way to look at it. This room, for example, is going to look pretty awful if you aren't using Ledgegrabs and utilizing these tools. So if I don't use Ledgegrabs, it's going to look something like this. You know, whatever. As bad as that can be, that's kind of what it'll look like. But if I do use Ledgegrabs, so that's how clean it can look, as opposed to just being sloppy, just holding jump without pressing L or R. Okay, do you let go of jump before you pass the ledge? The way it works is if I let go of jump before my spinning hitbox is above the ledge, I'm not going to clear it. So what you need to do is wait until your hitbox... You can be pressing L. What you can do as a shortcut, I wouldn't recommend it, it'd probably mess some people up, is you can just hold L, be running, jump, and then right when you let go of jump, I do this for a couple strats, but I don't do it everywhere because I feel like it would be a bad habit to just try to hold this because you need these inputs sometimes for other things. But hold jump. When you let go of jump, Samus will instantly pop out of the spinning animation to a standing animation. So all I'm doing right now is letting go of jump, and that's what it looks like. And I'm holding L. So that is one thing you can do. Typically, I'll just press L and let go of jump. Does the animation before you wall jump count as the hitbox spin also? Yes, although the hitbox extends towards the wall a bit in the game. Yeah, that's a wall jump check. The hitbox stays the same, I believe, correct? So right when you wall jump, I believe the hitbox is the same. But when you turn to if you turn a direction while you're spinning, you will do a door check, is what we call it. So, for example, if I go into this room, how can I explain this the best way? I guess right here, watch. So let's say I spin. See how I'm spinning? I don't go into the door. I'm spinning, but as I'm in the air and I press left, I'm going to enter the door, which is weird, right? You wouldn't think I would enter the door. But you see how I pressed left away from the door, but I still entered? That's the same concept as I guess an item check, a door check, whatever. This is what we do in boss rooms. Some boss rooms to enter a couple frames quicker, like that. Basically, when you turn away from where you're spinning, your hitbox will extend towards that direction. Do you believe there is a functional difference between ledge grabbing and angle down or up? With angle down or up? Some people swear. Functional difference, angle down or up? Nope. Depending on where my fingers are on the trick, I will use either or. Sometimes I'll use right, sometimes I'll use left. It doesn't really matter, just depends on where my fingers are for the trick. It's the same hitbox being extended. Blue frame saver, don't wall jump check Ridley doors and space jump. Yeah, you're not always going to have space jump. I was going to talk about that, but that's also kind of... That varies. So with door check, it does lose you some time. That's why sometimes in the game, you won't see me door check random spots. If you have space jump or screw attack, it has extra processing frames. So doing this when you have one of those two items will actually slow down the door transition as opposed to increasing the speed. You recommend remapping the buttons for these kick-ass tricks? I recommend that you do whatever feels comfortable. I started playing the game at first with default controls. Then when I switched to actual console, I took select and flopped it with Y. So I select items with Y and I deselect with select. There's just more functionality in having all the buttons I need right here, as opposed to, you know, a much more useful button in the middle of the controller. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Good luck. Have fun.